Good games tell stories. Great games can tell stories without cutscenes. Video games are an inherently visual medium, filled to the brim with storytelling often relegated to cutscenes. While this is an effective method of delivering a story, it often hurts the games to do so because it makes them no different from films. Watching a cutscene is no different than watching a movie, except you have a controller in your hands rather than a bucket of popcorn. Truly amazing games will find ways to deliver their story more subtly during gameplay. Simple visual changes can go a long way in showing how your narrative has progressed. The following games took this message to heart and found ways to deliver a story of corruption without a long monologue from the villain about how the hero is falling. I'll first look at Neo: The World Ends With You, which used near imperceivable differences to foreshadow its finale. At many points in the game, you will use your player pin to turn back time and change the outcome of unfavorable events. This mechanic seems to have no impact on the story except in helping you progress forward. However, it's eventually revealed that using this power was incredibly dangerous and created enough noise to consume the entirety of Shibuya. This was subtly revealed over time, not only in the increasing number of birds showing up every time you turn back time, but also in the fact that the pin always sitting in the corner of your screen would slowly transform. It started the same as any other player pin, but eventually morphed into a demonic shadow of its former self. However, since it changes so slowly, most players won't be aware until it's already too late, putting them in the same position as the protagonists, being blindsided by the sudden reveal. Another case of corruption taking a slow burn appears in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. The game is creepy enough as is, but it becomes especially more so as you complete levels and unlock collectibles. This glitchy bunny character will appear in the background and will slowly make his way closer to you until he's right behind you at all times. Wires will begin appearing everywhere, subtle messages like "Remember Jeremy" will begin appearing on the game over screen, and even the presents given for completing levels will begin jump scaring you. It's a slow corruption of an already terrifying game that eventually culminates in a distorted final level and a disturbing encounter with this glitchy bunny character known as Glitch Trap. It's essentially telling you to get out before it's too late. The game itself is falling apart, and soon enough, there won't be a jingle congratulating you on making it to 6 a.m. Stop digging for a deeper meaning and get out before you're trapped in here just like Jeremy. A different case of corruption that occurs periodically can be seen in Batman: Arkham Knight.
Miss me?
Rather than a slow burn though, this game uses its subtle changes randomly to show the unreliable mind of Batman. As you explore the city throughout the campaign, the environment will randomly change statues and billboards into the Joker. This is meant to reflect Batman's fleeting mental state, as Joker has begun corrupting his mind and will soon be in control. Joker normally appears as a comedic sidekick to Batman, but his random appearances in the environment show just how much he's affecting Bruce's mind. While the game has plenty of cutscenes showing off Batman losing control, these small environmental changes are far more effective because they also affect the player. Players will be gliding around the city and suddenly see the Lady of Gotham become Joker out of the corner of their eye, and at that point, they might be wondering if they're going crazy too. Is Joker taking over their mind the same as Batman's? I mean, no, of course not. But Batman is, which is why continuing to fight and coming out victorious are far more important.
Good.
The last game I'll talk about is one near and dear to my heart, Undertale. You could write a million essays on this game alone, but for this video, I'll specifically look at what happens on a genocide route. The further you progress into the evil route that is genocide, the more the game will change to reflect your terrible state. Monsters will begin falling in one hit, your character's inner voice will become more aggressive towards the world, and most notably, your encounter icon will change. Through the early stages of the game, when you encounter a monster, a small exclamation point will appear above your character's head, showing that they're surprised to be entering combat. However, as you progress further into genocide, it will change from an exclamation to a happy face, signifying that your character is no longer scared of monster encounters. Rather, they are happy to see them because it means they'll soon get to kill again. Your character, and by extension you, are happy that they're about to kill again. It not only shows the character's descent into madness, but reflects on a notable quote from a different route many players are sure to remember. The more you kill, the easier it becomes to distance yourself. The more you distance yourself, the less you will hurt. The more easily you can bring yourself to hurt others. It's not only a reflection of the protagonist's mindset, but you the players as well. By this point, encounters become more rare and difficult to find, so you become happy when they show up because it means you're one step closer to completing the route. One step closer to distancing yourself so much that killing no longer has meaning. One step closer from becoming the real monster of the underground. All that from a tiny icon being changed. All these games displayed corruption in one way or another, be it the protagonist's mind slowly failing him, the powers the player uses being turned against them, the game itself failing to stay in one piece, or the player themselves being desensitized to their actions and becoming a monster. And none of them needed overly elaborate cutscenes to do so. Just small visual changes, some of which only the most keen-eyed players will notice. Aside from being more nuanced than overt cutscenes that need to take their time explaining things, these subtle changes work in tandem with gameplay, creating an experience only a game can provide. That is naturally why games are the greatest entertainment medium, but that's a video for another day. Thanks for watching.